Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tackle Trading's Options webinar. Tonight, we'll be breaking down the magic of options with gold nuggets for beginner, intermediate, and advanced traders. And the man with the plan, your host, Coach Gino Poore. Gino has mentored thousands of students over his 17-year career, and we are very fortunate that he takes the time to do these webinars. So, pencils out, phones off, and once again, welcome to the Tackle Trading Options webinar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cam Morgan, and welcome everybody to the Tackle Trading Options webinar. How's everybody doing out there? How's my sound? It's coming in loud and clear? Great. So yeah, real quickly, what I want to do is bring your attention to the chat room in the bottom right corner. I'm going to type in my city and state. So real quickly, guys, let me do this real quick. We're not going to be using microphones on the whole audience tonight. I'm the only one with the microphone tonight. But in the future, we'll have you plug in webcams, microphones, whatever you want to do. But we're just going to instant message and make this easy. So real quickly, let me test my communication channel. I'm in Redondo Beach, California. You guys see it? Great. Right there on the Pacific Coast. So go ahead and type in your city and state. Let's see where you guys are from, where you're logging in. Welcome, Las Vegas. City of High Rollers, right, Herbert? Provo, Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. Great. Nice to have you, Herbert. Appreciate it. Thank you much. If you guys don't see your message next to your name, just hit that little cartoon icon or enter, and you should see your message going through. All right, so that's my mug right there. My name is Gino Poore. I'm a professional trader, and I've been doing this for about 19 years. I trade everything: stock, options, futures, forex, commodity futures, and options. I've been teaching for about 12 years. Now, just so you know, I started out as a student. I took many courses, read many books. I tried the hard way, learning on my own. That did not work out. And in my journey, I transformed into a professional trader, developed many trading systems. I've mentored over 400 students one-on-one, and I own two trading corporations, one of them right here in Redondo Beach, California. Now, when I say mentor, that means I take somebody under my wing, and they basically come to my office, and we live together for 3 days, and we show them what it's like to be a trader, what it's like to build portfolios, buy options, scalp, day trade. I've even taught people how to trade Bitcoin. I trade everything. So that's what I do. That's what my life's centered around. And options have changed my life. And so I've dedicated a lot of time to teaching others how to do it. So I'm glad you're here, guys. I'm going to make your time definitely worth it. That's my goal, is to make your time valuable, because we're going to make option trading part of your life. I'm going to show you the strategies and systems we use, our rules, our techniques, and the way to do it right so you don't go into this like a gambler. We have a set base of rules and systems. So real quickly, somebody type in the chat box, rules. I need you to type in the word rules. Who's in there? Okay, good. In fact, you know what? What's in your portfolio right now? Real quickly, what have you put your time, energy, and money into? Stock, options, futures, commodities, real estate. Let me put a couple in there and brag about my portfolio. Stocks, options, forex. What else do you have out there? Any commodities? Do you guys know what commodities are? Gold, oil, silver, natural gas. Anybody have any gold or silver? Metals, right? Can you think of any more? How about this? Do you have a retirement account? Some people are like, what's a retirement account? What's the first thing that pops to your mind when you hear the word retirement account? Awesome, Maggie. You have some gold? Excellent. Just stocks for now? Okay. When you think of retirement account, you think of what? IRA? How about a 401k? How about a annuity? I'm not even going to try to spell that. Annuity. bonds, mutual funds, certificates of disappointments, a Roth IRA, right? How about a 401 chaos, right? You know, those are all good. Those are all investments. Those are all investments. They're not trades. They kind of like, and I'm going to get into that. They're kind of tying up your money so you can't use it today. But did you know you can manage your retirement accounts with trading skills? So what does that mean? The difference between an investor and a trader. Who knows the difference? What's the difference between an investor and a trader? A trader has an exit strategy. So somebody type that in. Exit strategy. You know what? I'm going to type that in because I'm a trader and that's what I have. Exit strategy. Okay, there we go. So if you don't have an exit strategy, you're probably an investor and you're just guessing. And what we're here to do today, guys, is show you the quality, what we do, who we are. We are an online community of active traders and investors. And of course, we're instructors, but we're seasoned professional trading and investing experts. We're committed to providing financial education to the masses. That's you. And I'm here to brag about it. This is what we do. We're simply the best. And this is known as tackletrading.com. Now, who are your tackle traders? Who are the coaches? Who are the main four? We got the gentleman on the left there. That's Matt Justice and his brother, Tim Justice. You might have heard from them on something called the Trading Justice podcast. Has anybody heard of that? Well over, what is it, a couple hundred podcasts now and a 5-star perfect excellent rating. Then you got the master trader himself, Noah Davidson. We call him Delta Davidson. And of course, there's me, Gino Poor. The best looking one of the bunch right there, otherwise known as a Theta Maker. So we all have our trading nicknames. And in our community, we also have a group of coaches that do our blogs, our stock picks, our reports. So we have quite a big team here. But this is the main four, and you're going to get a chance to meet all of us. So for the last couple of years, we have built what we believe is the best online trading community. So when you belong to our community, you will enjoy countless benefits, all focused on making you successful in trading. So what are you going to be surrounded with? As part of Tackle Trading, as a member, you're constantly getting value through our reports, our trading reports, the stock report, options report, forex report, commodity report. This comes out every week. What is this? Stock picks. These are your stock picks. Then daily, every day, you get the morning market report. So you can wake up, enjoy a cup of coffee, and kind of plug into the market. Real quick read that we put out there on the email so you can see what's the market doing? What did it do yesterday? How do I prepare for today? Plug me in. Teach me. What am I looking for? You're prepared to take on that day and that week with relative news. Not the BS you guys see on the radio or TV or CNBC or all that stuff. No, this is what the traders do, where they're putting their money. And there's also an active traders lounge where you can chat, trading blogs, and at the end of the day, of course, a market recap. And finally, our famous live trading shows. We have the Coaches Show Tuesday nights, Cashflow Club Thursday nights. This is where you can log on just like this, and you guys can actually be part of the community. Live shows, and in the morning, Coaches Lounges. For an hour, we hang out and talk and just answer questions. And of course, we've got weekly, the Trading Justice podcast. So that's basically it. What I want to tell you guys is the best thing about our community is this. Whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, especially if you're a beginner, you kind of need a little bit of help, right? Maybe you need some stock picks. You put that in there. We've got plenty of those. Maybe you need education. And finally, a network of what? A network of pro traders that you can rely on and talk to. Now, looking at that, stock picks, education, or a community of professionals, a network that you always have contact with. Which one's more important to you? Herbert says need all of that. Well, Herbert, we've gone all of that and beyond, okay? But that's the main three. So whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, such as myself, you definitely need all of that. You can't just do it with a book, okay? You need professionals to show you the right way to do it, experience. So if you're a beginner or you just want to refresh, what I want you guys to do is, as a member of Tackle Trading, I want you to start off with a Technical Analysis 101. Now, this is a free course we're going to include with the membership. Now, has anybody taken this before, the Technical Analysis 101? Oh, you did, Maggie? How did you do? Twice. Awesome. What did you guys think of it? How'd you do? It's 2 hours of interactive training videos where you'll learn the essentials as well as the powerful lessons of what? Price action, reading the charts, learn how to trade with the trend, learn how to determine probability of direction, right? And what is this for, technical analysis? What is it for? You have to have this to make a decision of when to buy. Wait, it says here, you got miffed over one of the last quizzes? Okay, yeah, so there is a test in there, guys, and you have to pass it, okay? Did you finally get 100% on it, Maggie? Okay, bottom line, did Technical Analysis 101, does it take a beginner that knows absolutely nothing and give you the basics of chart reading? Is it a great tool, yes or no? Awesome. And if there's any way you guys think we can make it better, let me know. And by the way, if you'd like to teach somebody, definitely let me know. This is step one. Once you know how to read a chart, what does it help you do? What is it for? Why do you need to know how to read a chart? What's the main reason? Timing. Timing, right? You need time. You need to know what? You need to know when to buy and what else? And sell, because sell means you're a trader, not an investor. Sell means you know what you're doing. In fact, you should know your exit before you ever even enter. So that's step number one. Step number two, guys, write that down if you're brand new. Right away, jump into Technical Analysis 101. Step number two, I want you to take Options 101. This is over 2 hours of what? Option training. This is 2 hours of interactive training videos where you'll learn the essentials of option trading, learning how option contracts are priced. We're going to do that tonight, guys, and learn how Greeks impact the value of an option. In fact, we're going to show you the rules of basic option trading tonight. Do you guys know how to do that or no? Do you know the rules, the basics? You wrote that down, right? Rules. This is where you're at now. Perfect. Done did, Herbert. Okay. So this is just a recap for some of you guys that are brand, for, I guess you're intermediate. And learn the secrets of how to trade options with an edge. What does that mean, edge? With an edge, I actually call it with a hedge, H-E-D-G. What's a hedge? A hedge, I'm going to type it in. Yeah, it's an insurance. You got it. A hedge gives you a little bit of insurance if you're wrong. It gives you a little bit of odds more in your favor. It lowers your risk. And I'm going to get into that. Now, let's jump into that soon. But before, I have to show this. What can financial education do for you? Does anybody recognize this guy right here? That's Warren Buffett. If you're an investor or trader, he's the best of the best. I think he was worth, what, $100 billion at one point? In mostly financial market investing. He says the average investor with only average intelligence can beat the market. Now, when I saw that, I said, well, let me try it. But the key is this. You have to have education. Okay? You want to do what's right. Don't sample and practice and find out all the bad things to do. There's only a few right ways to do it. There's too many wrong ways to do it. So what can financial education do for you? Look at this guy, Peter Lynch. And guys, a little bit of my history. I used to sell mutual funds through life insurance policies when I was a licensed life insurance. And this guy was the king back in the early 90s, the mutual funds, Peter Lynch. But what does he say? He says, I've said before that an amateur who devotes a small amount of time and study can beat 95% of the pros, especially the mutual funds. So what is he saying? We can beat him, and he's supposed to be the king. So I said, well, give me a try. So I learned how to trade options the right way. I learned through learning strategies and systems. Now I'm going to show you the basic option strategy tonight, okay? And what financial education can do for you. Now, before I do this, I want to talk at your level. I want to make sure I'm not boring you or talking too high above your level. I'm going to bring a little survey up here. Do you guys see that survey? What is your trading experience? Real quickly, there's only 5 choices. I've never traded stock or options online by myself. No broker, never traded. That's you. Click that button. Then you got a few more choices there. I have traded online broker, but no experience. Maybe you've been trading stock or options for a little bit, maybe less than 50 trades. Maybe say I have experience, over 50 trades. You know what's funny is over 50 trades, guys. 50 is not that many trades, but it's definitely a good start. What about this? I've traded at least 100 trades. Maybe it's stock, options, futures, forex, commodities, cryptocurrency, bonds. I don't know. That's you. Okay, we have a few more people to answer. Oh, I forgot to answer. Hang on. Okay, my answer doesn't count. Great. So 50% of you have an online broker, but no experience. 50% of you have an online broker, but no experience. Okay, so what that means is you've started, but you're starting to realize education is important. So perfect place to be for you tonight. So I want you to keep practicing. Does your broker have paper money or virtual? Yeah, Merrill Lynch, you know, Peter Lynch. No, not Merrill Lynch. I don't think they're related. I never thought of that. Okay, Maggie, so on tackle trading, a lot of us use Thinkorswim. You could go in there and hit search and just put in TOS. And there's a lot of ways to use the broker in placing virtual money, paper money trades. And we got over 400 and something YouTube videos, and a lot of them are on using your broker and how to place trades. And by the way, in our coaches lounge, perfect. If you're a beginner, jump in our coaches lounge and we'll go over the basics. Isn't that awesome, guys? That's all part of being a pro. Yeah, I love the coaches lounge too. You got to love the Justice. Mark Justice is in there every morning, right? Yeah, he's very, very good with that. So there you go. So let's talk about this. Without financial education, most people might get a broker and they say, hey, let's go buy a stock. And they never consider buying a call option because they think it's risky, and mainly because they don't have the education. And guess what most people do? They go out and buy Apple. Now, I just noticed that everybody wants to buy Apple. I don't know why. I'm a PC guy myself. And let's say it was, roughly about $170 per share. But did you know I can buy an Apple option, and instead of paying $170 per share, I could pay $10 for an option? Did you guys know that? Yeah, Herbert, ETFs have taken over, and we trade those like crazy. We have a tackle ETF list that we've screened. The best ETFs to trade because of liquidity and covered calls. We'll go over that too. Absolutely. ETFs are a big part of my trading arsenal. So if you're a beginner and you don't know better, you buy 100 shares of Apple and you think, $17,000, that's what it costs. But it is, they have expensive products. They have expensive stock share. It's a good company, whatever. So you part with your $17,000, not realizing if you bought a call, you can do it for $1,000. Right away, being a cheapskate like me, I can see a difference in price. Do you guys see that? Right away, just knowing that if I buy the stock, I have $17,000 at risk. But if I buy a call option for $10 a share, I only have $1,000. Isn't that a big difference? So if I'm right and Apple goes to 190, That's okay. You make money trading stock, right? And we trade stock. That's okay. That's a $2,000 profit or return on your investment of 11.6%. But look at the leverage of buying calls. If Apple rises to 190, I still have the right to buy Apple at 170. I can still sell it at 190. So basically, I still make the same $20 as a stock going up with the option. That's a $2,000 profit, just like the stock. You guys see that? That's a $2 profit. But I'm making $2,000 on my $1,000, not my 17. So my return is so much better. That's 100% return. Do you guys notice that? Is that a big difference? So basically, it's not about the return. It's about this. You've got lower cost, lower risk, so you don't need that much money. You see, I'd rather put $1,000 in the option of Apple. That saves me money to where I can go and put more money in other stocks and have more opportunities. Because it's about opportunities, not about how much you have invested. Isn't that right? Now, Herbert, I know you had a hard time wrapping your head around this, but all I want you to see is this. Do you see the difference between the ROI and the risk? Do you guys see that? I just want to catch your attention with that. Now, my question to you is it worth your time to learn how to lower your risk and dramatically increase your reward? Because right now you're thinking, what's an option? What do I do? How do I buy these things, right? I'm going to teach you the basics tonight. So let's talk about option contracts, the option basics. So option basics, the option is a contract. Now you're not going to see the contract. It's not going to be mailed to you. No lawyer is going to pop up and hand you a pen. What it is you're going to push a button, and instead of owning a stock, you're going to have the right to buy the stock at a later date and time. Okay, so what is an option? An option is a contract between a buyer and seller. It gives you, the buyer, we call it purchaser or buyer, the buyer, the right, but not the obligation, you don't have to buy the stock at a certain price before it expires. So you're buying a contract that gives you the right to buy the stock when you're ready. You don't have to, but you're basically locking in shares at a certain price. And if you don't want them, you don't have to, but you're kind of putting like a rain check. Like, I don't want to buy Apple at 170 today, but let me think about it for a month. And you know what? I'll come back in a month. Can I still get Apple at 170? Absolutely. You've got that option. You've got that choice. So the key terms you need to know. We're going to talk about these in depth. We've got what's called a strike price. Now, the strike price is the price the buyer has the right to buy the stock or the underlying asset. It could be a commodity. It could be gold, silver, what you name it. It could be an ETF. You get to pick what price you want to buy the stock at. And they will have an option for it. I'm going to bring that up in a second. Expiration. What is expiration? Expiration is the last day that you have to decide if you want the stock or not. And then your option expires. Your option has an expiration date. So you pick the price and you pick the expiration. Then, of course, the underlying is the stock that you are basing it on. And then you've got the price of the option. We call the premium. The premium is what? The cost or value of that option. Now you can take a little snapshot of this, guys. All this is on our website. And, you know, if you have a phone, just take a picture of it real quick. You guys got it? Pretty easy. So far, so good. Now we're going to break this down because, you know what? It sounds confusing when you try to read it, but this is why we teach it, and this is what we do. So trading options, we have call options and we have put options. There's only two. Call options give you the right to buy a stock. Now, why do we buy call options? Not only because they're cheap, but you make money when the stock goes up. So you have the right to do what? You have the right to buy a stock at a set time and a set price. So you have the right to buy. Do you have to buy the stock, yes or no? No. So all you're doing is kind of like putting it on layaway. You ever do that? You ever go in a store and you say, you know what? I like that sweater, that coat. How about this? You ever go into Lululemon and you go, yeah, I think my wife will like those pants, but let me shop around. That's a big investment right there, right? I mean, you're dishing out $120 for a pair of sweats. Tight sweats. Basically, dishing out $120 for Spanx, okay? So what are you doing? You're kind of saying, let me think about this and go look for something cheaper. And then when you find out, whoa, you're going to get a lot of brownie points. Oh, it's worth it? Okay, and you come back. So you say, put those on hold for me. Now, they might not hold them for you very long. You might have to pay them. That would be the same as an option. How long do you want us to hold these for you? Well, let me go talk to my wife and see if this is smart or stupid. They might say, oh, give us $5 and we'll hold them for a month. Give us $10, we'll hold them for 6 months. Isn't that awesome? It gives you time to do what? Go on Amazon and shop and see if it's a good deal. That's what options are. They give you choices. They give you rights. They give you leverage. And bottom line, all you need to know if you're brand new is this. We buy call options if we think the stock is going up. Okay, pop quiz. How do we know if the stock's going to go up? What tool do we use to make that decision? The charts, you got it. Trends, they got to be, the trend is your friend. Absolutely, in charts. Then secondly and last, put options. Put options give you the right to sell. And they give you the right to sell the stock at a certain price and a set date. All you need to know is the difference between these two animals here is this. The puts give you the right to sell. The calls give you the right to buy. Now, why would we buy puts? Because this is how we make money on stocks going down. So buy calls if you think the stock's going up. Buy puts when you think the stock's going down. Simple enough? Okay. Now here's the terms of the deal. How do you know which option to buy? Because when I bring up the option chain, you're going to go, wow, there's a lot of numbers there. The terms of the deal are basically the time and the price equal the option contract that you want to buy. So there's a lot of choices in option trading. That's why they call it options. But we've narrowed it down to a system so you know exactly what to do. So having the right contract is important. Now let me repeat that. Having the right contract. Most people think, well, I'm just going to buy the cheapest one. No, there's advantages and disadvantages. I'm not going to get into that now. I'm just going to get into the basics. Having the right one. So options pricing, why are they cheaper? How do they price them? They're all different prices on a stock. What they do is they have this theoretical option price model called the Black-Scholes formula, and they input all these different variables, the stock price, the time till expiration, the interest rates. Then we call it the current risk-free interest rate, the volatility of the stock. All these different weird things, it calculates and spits out the option price. And in that, we have things called delta, theta, vega, gamma, and rho. Really, all you need to focus on are two of them. And guess which ones those are? Delta and theta. These are two simple things we're going to use tonight on picking the right option, okay? Delta and theta. How do you remember this? These are Greeks, right? Option Greeks. Of course, all these words. And it's also what I named the pets around my house. My dog's name is Delta, right? And we've got fish named Theta, Vega, Gamma, and Rho. Just makes it easy. Now, delta, how do you remember that? Delta for direction. See the D's? Theta for time. The T's. T for time, D for direction. There you go. That's all you have to remember. Don't worry about volatility right now. Just remember that. So if you're intermediate or beginner, that's all you need to remember. Are you looking for direction or time? Now, the biggest thing people think about is, okay, all these Greeks, they're hard to understand, but they're just basically numbers and theoretical values. That's right, theoretical, that are plugged into this formula, and it outputs what we call the option price or the option value. So it's a fair price on what they think it is for that option. And of course, it's way cheaper than buying the stock. So all you need to know is the options are definitely cheaper than the stock, but there's a lot of choices in options. And one of the biggest things that people realize is, hey, wait a minute, options expire. They run out of time, they expire. You only have that choice to buy the stock for a certain amount of time. That's called theta. When you buy options, one of the negatives to it is time decay. So as you buy an option, it has an expiration date. So let's say we buy an option that's 1 month out. That option's only going to be good for 1 month. And when it expires, we lose it. So we're basically paying for time. Now, if you sell options, this is a little bit more advanced. This is where the word hedge comes in. Now, this is more intermediate to advanced. Has anybody here ever sold options? Not yet. Naked puts, okay? How about covered calls? I want you guys to write this down. Remember I said options changed my life? Because I had an epiphany one day. Out of all the products I've traded, stock options, futures, commodities, forex, Bitcoin, bonds, all that stuff, exchange traded funds, gold, silver, all that stuff. The one benefit from options that differs from all of them, one of the major benefits is you can sell options and make money on time decay. And time is predictable. It only moves forward, right? And if you're over 40, it moves down. Because it has a gravity effect. So what I mean by that is, here is a $5 option. I'm going to try to draw with my mouse. Okay, guys, see that? Put a little dollar sign in here. You buy a $5 option. A month later, it's not going to be $5. Let's say in 3 months, it might drop down to $2. And there might be $1.50 by the last month. Guess what your option is after day 1? Maybe a nickel, and then finally on expiration, it is $0. So what happens is when you buy an option, it loses value. It decays. It starts off slowly, and then it speeds up. Do you see the curve right here? It really speeds up that last month. We take advantage of this last month by selling options. When we buy options, we like to buy options that don't decay very fast. So you notice that it really speeds up this last 2 months. Do you guys see that? Do you see it? It's kind of, I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to measure this curve. But do you see how it's more gradual up here? This is where you want to be buying. You want to be buying options over 2 months out. So write that down. Part of the system. Okay. I don't want to be buying options that decay fast. So that's the only negative to buying options. But you get to pick the time. You get to pick the time. You get to pick the expiration date when that option expires. So if I'm looking at Tesla right here, you guys heard Tesla? So I get to pick how long I want this option. And here's Tesla. I'm looking at the option chain. You see these numbers right in here? I'm going to circle them. It's 6, 13, 20. Which one do I pick? Do I pick one that expires? Which one would you pick? Would you pick one that expires in 6 days, 20 days, 27? Which one would you pick? You see, that's a guess, isn't it? So you'd have to trade a long time to figure out which one is the best one. But we've already done that. We have this system. We've made it easy. And if you follow the system, you'll make a lot less mistakes and you'll succeed. When you buy an option, buy 2 months at least, plus whatever you expect the stock to move. So if you're looking at the chart and you say, yeah, I'm going to give the stock a month, add 2 months to it and go out 3 months. So I'm looking here, 48 days is definitely not 3 months. Will 139 days cover it? Okay, pop quiz. I think the stock's going to move in the next, I don't know. I think it's going to move in the next 5 months. Should I buy an option that's 4 months out or one that's 6 months out, 7 months out? Now, believe me, the options are always cheaper than the stock, so buy enough time. So really, the expiration, it's no big deal. You pick the amount of time you want. And if you run out of time, you can buy another option. It's not that big of a deal. But here's part of the system. 2 months plus whatever you expect the stock to move. Can you remember that? That is your theta. Now let's move on to the second Greek, delta. D for delta. Delta means what? Not time, that was T. Delta is direction. Excellent. Now what the delta tells you is the probability of you being right. Think about that. The delta, which I'm going to show you, tells you the probability of you being right on that trade. It helps you be more precise. What is delta? It's a number between 0 and 1, and you get to pick your probability. Now, the higher probability, the more expensive the option, of course. But let's make it easy. Here's the option chain. We're going to have the delta on top of the chain, and the strike price is this guy down here. You guys see under strike? Here's the $8, $9, all the way down here. I'm not sure what stock this is, but it's about a $13 stock. I can buy a call and it gives me the right to buy the stock at 13. I could buy the call, gives me the right to buy the stock at 14. I get to pick the strike price. Now there's a lot of these, right? There's a lot of choices. That would drive me nuts if I had to pick. But with the system, we made it easy. You know which one I pick? I picked the one that has good odds, but is not that expensive. Over here, we have the delta. You look down here, this one has a 96% chance of being in the money or being worth something in 31 days. Here's your theta. This one has 93%. This one has 88%. A question for you. Do you want the odds of 12% of being right? Yes or no? %? Is that good? You're only right 12% of the time. No. You want to be right more than half the time, right? So bottom line, the strike price of an option is the fixed price that the owner of the option can buy or sell. So you get to pick one of these. When you buy an option with a delta of 60 or close to 60. That would be this guy right here. So when I'm looking at this option right here, what are my odds of being right? It's a 62 delta, so I have 62%. 62 delta gives you 62% chance of being right. You guys see that? What that means is there's a 62% chance the stock will be above 13. And also, the price you get for your money, the price of that option, will give you the best returns on the moves of this stock. Now, you put that together with putting the odds in your favor by reading the chart, and you'll probably be right more than 62% of the time. Okay? Does that make sense? So now you know, let's go live. I'm going to bring this up. You guys ready to go live? All right. So I'm going to pull up an option chain. And this is pull up. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, here's my option sheet. And first, if you haven't seen our website, I'm sure you have. There it is, Tackle Trading. I'm going to pull up the option chain. Here we go. I'm going to put a stock in here. Now, if you don't know where to get good stock picks, do you guys have any ideas? Can you think of a company out there, a website that puts out stock reports, options, futures, and really kicks butt at theirs? You got it, the Tackle 25, Maggie. Yes, every year we publish our Tackle 25. This is our picks that not only beat the market, but we use those for covered calls, a special strategy. What about weekly? Our stock reports, right? So you can go to our stock reports, and that's right under here. I'll show you how to get to it. And you get stock picks or options. And since we're talking about options, I'll just jump in the option report here. And it'll pull up. Now, these are not only stock and option picks, but there's a lesson to go with each one. So you get not only the stock picks, but you get education with it. Because we want you to grow and take this on yourself so you can do your own stock report, your own option report. So you're going to get a little lesson, and then you're going to get some of the stocks we're looking at. Now, what is Bull Watch? Bull Watch is stocks we think are going up. Now, this came out Sunday night, which was what, 3 days ago, three trading days ago. Here's Apple that we were talking about. How did Apple do? How did Apple do, guys? This was a breakout play pattern that we found on the chart, but it's up about $4. Is that pretty good? Not bad. How did CMG do? Chipotle Mexican Grill. Has this been doing pretty good? Would you be bragging about this to your friends? How about this is my favorite one from this week. Did you guys see this one? What this is a pullback. Let me bring this in here. This is what we call a pullback into support. We had a lot of resistance here, but this pulled back into support. You know, you're going to learn this in Technical Analysis 101. This was Friday. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How did that do? Now, this is a typical setup that gives you high odds. So ADP went up from 117 and some change up to 122. That's about, I don't know, $4 move. Now, is a $4 move pretty good? Well, $4 on 118, that's pretty good. Well, let me bring it up. Let me see if I can break this up. Let me bring up a chart. ADP. Here's the chart. Here's the move. If I went in here and bought the stock back here at 117, I'm going to go to trade, and let me go back in time here. I'm going to click. I'm going to buy 117. I think it was 117.75, right? Something like that. 100 shares. Now, hang on a second. 100 shares is going to cost you how much? Get out your calculator on that one. I'm going to put this on a regular, just normal account, no margin. This way you can see truly what it would cost. $11,000. You guys see that right there? $11,775. That gives you 100 shares. Now, of course, you can buy the stock. Now, if I put it on like margin, it's going to be half that. If you got a margin account, it's still going to be about $5,600. So you can buy the stock and put out $11,700, right? But what does that mean? I buy the stock right here. I put out $11,700 in the stock. Now, when you do that, we're going to teach you in stock trading, if you don't know this, we would never risk that much money. We would put a stop loss down here about $2 below that. If I put a stop loss $2 below that, how much can I lose per share? $2. You guys see that? Stop loss. Do you guys know what a stop loss is? Yes or no? If you do not know what a stop loss is, you have to know. It's strategy number one for your risk is if you're down a certain amount, you're out. So you put a stop loss at $2. So you're only risking $2. So really, you can buy expensive stocks with low risk by using stop losses. But $2 is only $200 risk, right? But here's the thing. You're still dishing out 11,000. How much was that? 11,007. That's still a lot of money, right? I mean, you can't really diversify if you're putting out big chunks of money like that. So you're not going to play these big moving stocks because it's too much money. But now with an option, check this out. I go in there. Oh, here we go. Quiz time. How much time am I going to buy? So on our option reports, we usually go out at least 2 months. I'm just going to drop down here to the 120 days. Do you guys see that? How much is that? About $6.50 a share. When I buy the option, now why am I buying this one? Delta's close to 60. You got it, Maggie. 2 months plus expectation. So I'm over 2 months. And do you see my delta? Is that close enough to 60, you guys, right there? Now, I can do the 70 if I want, but why? Let's say I go in there and I get, now we go for the mid. Down here, you always go for the mid. $6.40 a share means I have the right to buy, and I'm just going to buy one contract. One contract at $6.40 is $640. Do you see a drastic difference between $11,700 and some odd dollars for the stock versus $640? Yes or no? Yeah, way better. Now, how much did that stock move? It moved, was it $4? I'll say about $4. And that's in 3 days. So if you bought 100 shares, you're up $400, right? But what if I bought that option? Let's go recreate this. Let's reenact this. I'm going to analyze this. You see this? I'm going to analyze the option so I can see what a $4 move. Here it is right now today, right here. If this moves $4, so here it is at 122. What's a $4 move? 122 to 126. I'm going to put a line right there. Oh. Now, I'm not going to explain this graph or anything, but you buy it today, you're breaking even. Here's your profit loss over here, 0, 100, 200. If the stock goes up, you're going higher on the P&L graph. If it goes down, you're losing. Now, if it goes up $4 like it did, this was, buying the 60 Delta on Sunday. Here it is going up to today. Where is that 126 right there? You're up $240. Is $240 a good gain on a $640 purchase? What's the return on that? Hang on a second. 240 divided by 640. Is 37% return pretty good in 3 days? Yes or no? Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, but then again, this is the financial markets and we're dealing with options. So it's good. There's better. Let me go look at another one. How about this one? What's another one I saw in there? This was from last week. Do you guys see last week's pick right here? Option pick. This is an ETF, an exchange traded fund. Look how this broke out. Now, this is only a $2.50 move. But when you look at these options, I'm going to go out here. $237. What would that mean? Let's go look at this option. I'm going to buy this option. Which one would you pick? Somebody tell me which one would you pick? The 54 Delta or the 61? Which one you pick? I'm 2 months out, right? In fact, you know what? I'm going to go a little farther. Now, which one are you going to pick? I think 58 is close enough to 60. I'm going to buy this option. I'm going to analyze it. $2.50 move means this. It goes from 62.5 up to 65. Oh, and that's 10 contracts. When you start out, just, you start with one. So here's a $440 investment. It goes up to 65. I am up $165. Is $165 pretty good on 445? What is that? 165 on 445. 37%. Again, you guys, these are just from our stock picks and option picks. Over here in, this is this last week's. And we also have bearish picks. So you can buy puts. Okay, real quickly, how many people are seeing the value of education and having a system? Are you seeing it right now? Does it make it easier knowing what you're doing, having a system? Does anybody have a stock that they think looks good right now? Let's go look at it. What do you have? We do this all throughout the week. Every morning, Tuesday and Thursday. And Bank of America, okay. Bank of America is overextended. We needed to pull back. And on our rapid fire, the coaches show. So I'm going to wait for this one to pull back. Herbert, okay. And you can, we talk about these. We talk about hundreds of stocks throughout the week. We analyze them for you, give you our opinions. But if I was going to buy an option, would I buy the stock at $3,100 or would I go buy an option? Now, how much time would I give this thing? At least 2 months. I'm going to go 3 here. Check this out, Herbert. I could go in here and buy an option. There's my delta of 60. Close enough. $1.60. Why would I ever buy a stock at $31 a share when I could buy the option for $1.62? Okay, let me give you an example. What if I want to double my money? Let's say I buy this option. Check this out. I'm going to buy the option for $1.60. You guys see that? I'm going to analyze it. If you bought it for $160, how much do you need to make to double your money? $160. So check this out. I go up. I double my money. Let me buy one contract. Where? I double my money right there. The stock has to go from $31.20 to $33.60. About a $2.50 move. Let's go look at the chart. So if the stock goes to here, if it goes to here, from $31.30 to about $33.60 right there, you double your money. Now, if you buy the stock, guess where the stock has to go to double your money? It has to go to 62. Let me put that on the chart. 62 is up here. The option, you double your money down here. The stock, you double your money up here. Does that make sense? Now, remember I told you could put a stop loss on the stock? You can also put a stop loss on your option. So if the stock goes the wrong way, you sell your option and get most of your money back. Does that make you happy? Okay, guys, that's just a little bit of... How about this? Would you guys like to see my strategy on we're going to buy Apple, do a spread? I get in there for 20 cents a share. How would you like to see that? How would you like to see where I pick a stock that's about $500 a share, and I don't care which way it runs, and I'm right about 2/3 of the time. And it's very, very cheap to trade it. In fact, it's usually less than $50. Well, great. When you join our community, there are many benefits like that. We share different strategies, not just the basic strategies, but many strategies. I invented different option strategies. I love to teach them. So every day, guys, let me remind you, you're going to get the trading reports with our stock options, forex, and commodity picks. That's every weekend. You're going to get that on Saturday. Every morning, you got our morning market report. Active Traders Lounge, the blogs. This is professional traders writing articles so you can get in the mindset. Market recap, so you know what happened at the end of the day. So if you're working 9 to 5, you didn't miss nothing. And again, be part of our live trading shows just like tonight. If you like tonight, this is a live trading show. Do you guys like it? Great, because we're going to be doing them all the time. And you got about 7 shows a week. And they're recorded so you can watch them and archived so you can watch them, the ones you've missed. And of course, always listen to our podcast, the Trading Justice Podcast. So what you're going to get, guys, for being here tonight, we got a little gift for you. You ready for your gift? What you're going to get is access to the Tackle Trading Pro membership for a full year. You get the Technical Analysis 101 for being a member and the Options 101 and all the on-demand videos coming with it. The weekly scouting reports, the 7 live weekly trading webinars I just told you about. Plus, you're also going to get what we call the Tackle Trading Journals. So you can track your trades, and there's 3 different journals in there. And for option trading too, so you can progress and track your profits and get way better. We just had a big session on this and how to use the journals. A lot of companies charge hundreds of dollars for trading journals. You get them free as a member of Tackle. And tonight you get a bonus. Nobody gets this except you guys. We only do this for the annual promotion, one-on-one live Tackle Trading strategy session. We're going to do that for you guys. Now this is $1,943, okay? But you get the annual membership and everything. But what we're doing is discounting it 50% roughly. So that's about $997. So if you want a full year of the site and everything that we showed there, it's only $997. So that's a big savings. So you can go on the website, you know, it's $97 a month. You guys already know that. But we never hardly ever offer an annual. So real quickly, let me just show you this. On the website, if you're not a member, you can just go in here and let me just log out real quick. And you could sign up for the monthly, and it's $97 a month. Where it says log in, just say join today right here. And you will get a link to where you can sign up at $97 a month. But I'm going to bring up a link that actually allows you to get the annual. Let me let that load. That's the link right there. And here you go. You guys see my screen right there? There it is. See, $97 a month, but by doing annual, you save quite a bit. Plus, you get the bonus session again. And let me bring up the link. Is that link working for you guys? Now, you also get a 7-day guarantee. And what this means on our guarantee, we don't care if it's 6 days. What does it say? 6 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. For any reason you want your money back, you got it. I'm going to bring up a link if that doesn't work for you guys. Let me pull it up here. It's right here. You see it down here. I'm putting it in the screen right below the chat box. And it's real easy so you guys can see what you get. Some of you guys are already members. You just click on there, hit browse to, and it'll pop up on your screen. This is the only way to get the annual, just so you know. So if you're paying month to month and you want to go annual, great. You just saved yourself a lot of money. If you've never been a member of Tackle Trading, definitely give it a trial. The first week, you got to try it. And if you don't like it, you get all your money back. So the real question is this. If you see the value, take action. Is it worth investing a few minutes of your time to check this out? The value of what you've seen just on some of these trades I've shown you guys, do you see how it pays for itself? Do you see how the profits help you reinvest in yourself? So are you ready? You guys ready to go? You ready to take action? Don't miss out on this. We don't do the annuals all the time, do we? Right? Now that will pop up on your screen. And by the way, we also have social media for you and our chat room and forum. This is a great way to keep in touch. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We've got over 400, I believe, and 450 videos on YouTube. Any questions? Any questions whatsoever?